Greetings. Today I want to show you how you can use HackerNews to extract pain points, which are really the foundation of making a business proposal. There is a pain point you're trying to solve and your business is going to solve it, right? Now, HackerNews is a great repository of information. So we're going to use N8N to create an extraction, transformation, loading step. So let's check our pipeline, right? We start off with a trigger. Really, it's this button over here where we press test workflow and it starts the workflow for us. Then we have a HackerNews node, really like a button that is indicating here a webhook endpoint, which means like talking over to HackerNews and getting from their API, their data application layer, the information that we need, right? And we're going to open it up and see what it does. Really does this operation called get many, right? And you can test it out yourself. Really means like get many results. And we're going to be getting 200 at most results from the front page, right? So that's what I'm targeting because that's like the first thing you see in HackerNews, and therefore that's where most traffic comes in, right? And here's an example of what I extracted earlier. And we're going to go ahead and next go here to the filtration step. So we want to filter the results such that we only focus on signal and not any noise. What I mean by that is we decide what we think is worthy, right? And you come up with heuristics yourself. This is an art, not a science at this point. And let's say you were targeting for a number of comments of at least 80, right? And a number of points awarded to that question of at least 200. And then you're targeting for something that's been created in the last 180 days, right? So fresh, actionable pain points, right? And then you're going to select the key fields. And here really what you're doing is you're assigning names to them, which we're going to pass later on to our Gsheet. So we know we have our date field such that we know when this post was generated, the author, which whose name and handle is going to appear there, and you can see the results of it. Points, the points awarded to that question, the URL, and the comments thread. So this is the thread of created on HackerNews where people make their comments, and here it is. It's just like the prefix, which is standard, and then the specific ID to that story. All right, so this is it, and then eventually what we're going to do is we're going to loop over the items one by one and pass them through what we call an AI agent. And what this AI agent does is it has a prompt that guides it on how to deal with this information that it's being fed. So the information it's receiving is like, a bit of a mess at first, right? You get like the URL, you get the author. What do you want? In the end, you want specifically the URL that the person posted to be extracted and reviewed such that we understand what are they posting about, right? What is this pain point that they may be talking about a pain point, they may not. And if it is, can the agent describe what is it that's been described in there? And these are the three key steps. So the OpenRouter model, so this is a service provider. And in the previous video, which is in the description, I instruct you how to connect to the OpenRouter account. It's really easy. You get a key and it's going to take you only about 1 minute. And here I chose a model, OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini. It's really cheap and really smart, so I recommend that. Then the HTTP request. So that just basically means go to the website, right? That's what the HTTP request stands for, and go to the JSON.URL. So go to the URL as being you receiving from that JSON body, right? So that's it. And then the structured output, I'm telling this agent, look, I need the response to be a summary, summarizing what was said, and then related is here just like a yes or no, and whether it's related to a certain pain point that I'm describing it to have. And we're going to go ahead and then pass another if true. So if it's related to a pain point, then you're going to pass it on, right? If it's not a pain point, just leave it behind, right? Because I'm creating a funnel here for pain points. And lastly, assigning some sheet headers again, which is the summary from the output from the agent. And over here, we're merging it all together, and you should see that, we're getting the initial data from this initial step and this last set of data right here merged, and finally it's going to be outputted to the results. Let's go ahead and test it out. All we're going to do is just test the workflow. Now, as you can see, it's running and the agent's going to go through all 6 items one by one, and then eventually come up with the results. And apparently here they are. And here it is. We have the date at which this was posted, and this was posted actually May 4th, yesterday. The author, the number of points received, 1,000, that's quite a lot. The actual URL that was read in order for us to summarize whether it's a pain point or not, and the comments thread over here, and let's check it out. So it takes us straight to it. You can see here like the author's name and some really nice comments. Actually, I recommend this about the farce behind LLMs these days. A lot of people rely on them as a crutch, and that's a problem. I fall to that a few times as well. In any case, here it is. It's saying, that the article discusses the frustration and pain point related to using tools such as ChatGPT, and the author urges people to write their original thoughts, right? So this is a pain point. It tells of like a problem in society, and people sooner or later are going to realize it. So maybe there's an opportunity for us to create a solution, such as a platform where people can learn how to coexist and not rely on LLMs instead, right? So this is free. Please check it out.